Well, campaigning is finally over in Gujarat. It means that tomorrow we are going to see a relatively peaceful day with no political bickering hopefully taking place. The people of Gujarat will vote in round 2 on Thursday. The counting of votes is going to take place on Monday, the 18th of December. Well, the last day of campaigning was marked by Rahul Gandhi visiting more temples and addressing a press conference, and the Prime Minister hopping onto a seaplane which created controversy of its own.
Will there be a wave or not, as the Prime Minister rode in a seaplane to mark a grand end to his Gujarat 2017 campaign? Both sides were full of bluster about forming government, but privately both are waiting to see the turnout on Thursday. While Mr. Modi did not address any event today, just before the campaign deadline ended, he tweeted attacking the opposition, saying they have spread lies about him and Gujarat's growth, that it's natural for every Gujarati to feel hurt and voters should give a fitting reply. The BJP hopes the seaplane ride would showcase just how well they'd developed the Sabarmati waterfront. The opposition criticized it.
मोदी जी अगर seaplane में जाना चाहते हैं, उड़ना चाहते हैं, अच्छी बात है. मेन सवाल seaplane का नहीं है. ये एक distraction सा है.
एक है सी प्लेन को गुजरात की ऊंचाइयों पर ले जाना. कांग्रेस पार्टी का सी प्लान चलता है, करप्शन प्लान. तो ये सी प्लेन और सी प्लान का मामला है.
Former Chief Minister Omar Abdullah tweeted, "How is it that the security guidelines were relaxed for this flight? No Z+ protectee is allowed to fly in a single-engine aircraft, much less the Prime Minister of our country." And yet, the last day of campaign highlighted the difference between the two-star campaigners, the Prime Minister's flamboyant style and Rahul's earnest speech, both perhaps cultivating new images. For the government, this was the perfect setting for the end of the campaign. The Sabarmati and the riverfront, which Prime Minister Modi developed when he was Chief Minister. But the Congress says that's all old news. This was before 2014. And since then, Gujarat needs a new leadership, and that's what they're pitching. And now it's over to the people to decide who to vote for on Thursday. In Ahmedabad, Sunetra Chaudhary for Ndtv.
Well, from seaplanes to temples, this campaign has pretty much seen it all. Today, on the last day of his campaign, Rahul Gandhi went and did one more temple stop. That was his 26th one, in fact, and then held his first press conference as president-elect of the Congress party. Rahul Gandhi also sounding confident, like the BJP is, on the other hand, about the Congress's prospects in this election. He said the result is going to be Zabardast. A confident Rahul Gandhi holding his first press conference as Congress president-elect on the last day of polling in Gujarat. With a Rudrakshar necklace around his neck, Rahul, who rounded off the campaign with his 26th temple visit, took on a range of questions, including on his temple hopping and on the Prime Minister's attack on the Congress.
जिस भी मंदिर में मैं गया हूं, मैंने गुजरात की जनता के सुनहरा भविष्य मांगा है. मंदिर में जाना मना है क्या? आपको याद नहीं कि मैं केदारनाथ में गुजरात में है क्या? मेरे मुंह से उनके बारे में गलत लैंग्वेज, गलत शब्द नहीं निकले.
अगर इतना मंदिर से प्रेम है, तो उत्तर प्रदेश के चुनाव में राहुल गांधी बहुत घूमे थे. वहां पर कभी प्रभु राम का मंदिर दर्शन करने अयोध्या गए थे क्या? कभी कृष्ण जन्मभूमि में दर्शन करने मथुरा गए थे क्या?
The Congress chief went on to attack Mr. Modi's record and alluded to allegations of crony capitalism against Amit Shah and his son.
गुजरात की जनता के लिए, युवाओं के लिए क्या किया गया? जय शाह, अमित शाह और राफेल का मामला, उस पे आपने डिस्कशन किया, हाँ या ना? ये सवाल है गुजरात का. थैंक यू गुजरात.
Rahul Gandhi finishing off the Gujarat campaign with local food at an eating joint called Swati's.
Compared to the flamboyant show put up by the Prime Minister here at the Sabarmati River, Rahul's appearance was quite staid and run-of-the-mill. And yet his party men say that Rahul Gandhi has shown intense transformation in the last few months, and in that they see hope of revival of their party. In Ahmedabad, with camera person Natfar Parmar, Sunetra Chaudhary for Ndtv.
So why has this become such a key stakes election, and what really is at stake for the key players, Narendra Modi and Rahul Gandhi, and for their political parties? Joining us on the program this evening, we're happy to have Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay and Aarti Jairath, our two commentators here back in the studio with us. Professor Rakesh Sinha of the RSS, from the BJP, member of the party Rajiv Pandey, Jaiveer Shergill of the Congress. And I'd like to begin tonight by going to R. Jagannathan, the editorial director of Swarajya magazine, who's joining us this evening from Bangalore. Mr. Jagannathan, great to have you on the show this evening. Let me ask you that very first question about why this battle for Gujarat has become, such a high-stakes battle, and if you could just reflect also on the campaign and how shrill it became, particularly in the last 1 week or so. Did it reflect to you really what was at stake for both sides?
I think the stakes were higher for the BJP and the Prime Minister. For Gujarat is, after all, the home state of the Prime Minister, and it has its own symbolism for what it means for the power base of the Prime Minister. If he is seen to be slipping here, it sends a message all across the country. It sends a message to allies about whether the PM and the BJP are on shaky ground. Moreover, you also have the media billing on this. If, for example, he doesn't do well, it will be seen as the beginning of the decline of the BJP, even though it's a state assembly election. We don't actually learn to separate a state election from the national election. Every state election is treated nationally. Every national election is seemed to have an impact on states. So the media also mixes the thing up, and politicians respond to it by raising the stakes in what they have to do. I think this is the context in which the BJP, after thinking that it might sail through, felt that it needs to now prove a point, and it's gone all out. Even taking the campaign to a fever pitch at an extreme level of rhetoric and unnecessary, stuff which came in. I think the point is it has been painted as something life and death struggle for Modi and his future. So I think he has responded to it because he feels that he can't afford to lose this.
It's interesting you say that, painted as life and death, and how the media in particular, Aarti Jairath, doesn't seem to separate state and national elections in India. And that's true, isn't it? Because whatever the result may be in Gujarat, and it would obviously have some impact on the morale of cadres in each party, but does it really necessarily tell us which way the Lok Sabha election will go? Will it have that kind of an impact, is the question.
Well, firstly, I disagree that the media is the one that has,
raised
the stakes. I think the stakes have been raised by the politicians themselves. The way Narendra Modi has campaigned, the way Rahul Gandhi has campaigned, I mean, I think they have raised the stakes. The media has just followed the lead taken by the politicians. And yes, of course, this will have an impact on national politics, Nidhi. There's no way, because this is the PM's home turf. The issues that have been raised by the opposition, by, even Hardik Patel and so on. I mean, they have questioned the Gujarat model of development that the PM won on in 2014. They have questioned the PM's economic policies, in particular demonetization and GST. So it has, in a way, become a referendum on the Modi government, on Modi, on his economic policies, not just on the BJP in Gujarat. So what if the BJP wins, if Modi wins? I think it's a huge boost for him in the run-up to 2019. If they lose by some, chance, I don't know whether they will or not, but if they lose, then I think it is going to be nothing short of an earthquake for the government.
Nothing short of an earthquake. Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay, weigh in on that, and also what Jaggi and Aarti were saying here. Is it really a referendum on Modi? We've also seen in the past that people have often voted very differently in state elections from, say, a national election. So would we be reading too much into this election result? For instance, even if the Congress wins Gujarat, let's say that happens, it still has a long way to go to make a national footprint.
I'm not very comfortable with this word referendum. I quite agree with Jagannathan when he says that the stakes for Modi are higher than the Congress party. Definitely big questions will be raised if the BJP does not win Gujarat. There is going to be reworking of equations within the Sangh Parivar also. We know that it is a saffron coalition. It is not it's not a monolith in any way, so there definitely will be a certain amount of churning with the BJP losing. There will not be so much of churning in the opposition if the Congress does not do well, because in any case they have not, they don't really have anything to improve upon, in that way. There have been a series of disasters since 2014. Having said that, I think this election has become very important for the fact that there are clearly two different phases of discourse. One is which started in the middle of 2015 with the expression of discontent against the BJP government in Gujarat. The second is what started from sometime around August, September, when the sentiment against the government started becoming more visible and began to worry the BJP. Since then, the BJP did a series of things which also resulted in the elections in Gujarat not being announced along with the ones in Himachal Pradesh. And then finally we have seen from the 27th of November Mr. Modi's, the final blitzkrieg campaign, which the last tweet, it actually epitomizes all that he's done through the campaign, is to reduce everything, not to any specific issues, but to all about Gujarati Asmita, Gujarati pride.
And himself.
Himself, that out there you have the Congress, which is trying to demonize himself, trying to demonize people. Congress is anti-Gujarat, anti-Gujarati people, opposed to the development of the state. So in a way, it's a completion of a full circle for Mr. Modi.
From 2002.
Which started in 2002. In a way, it is a very sad moment because at the end of it, he doesn't have any progression to show in terms of conducting an electoral discourse. I feel that was sad for him.
Rakesh Sinha, there's been a lot of debate about the electoral discourse over the last few days. And I mean, obviously elections have to be won, and obviously the BJP feels that it has to do what it has to do to win them. But this was a little crazy even by our political standards, what we've seen in the last couple of days, this accusation against Dr. Manmohan Singh, all of that. Has our political discourse been permanently damaged? Now, it doesn't matter, it's over now, they've all wished each other on Twitter, but the political discourse has been permanently damaged.
Before coming to that, I have an observation about Narendra Modi's stake in Gujarat. Narendra Modi has been working in party as a hardcore party worker. Even if he became the Prime Minister, you just see his role in Uttar Pradesh election. So it is not because he is working in Gujarat, Gujarat is a home state. One subtle difference in Gujarat is that post-Modi era in Gujarat, there is something anti-establishment, because Narendra Modi had a command in Gujarat on governance and everything that cannot be equated with his successors in Gujarat. So Modi ji has to do extra work in Gujarat to compensate that.
You're saying that there is a vacuum being filled
with naturally, when a big leader comes to the center, then naturally it creates everywhere. This is law of nature. You cannot change it. Second important thing is that you said that, the Gujarat election has always been nationalized. Those who don't have a stake in Gujarat, means non-stakeholders also participate in such a way that this is a kind of a referendum for I consider that. If BJP loses, then it becomes a big event. If BJP wins, then it is just an empowerment of the Modi. It is endorsement of the Modi. So I think that a large number of people in the country who are part of anti-Modi club. They may be anti-Hindutva, anti-RSS, but they are die-hard anti-Hindu. They want that anything happens, let Modi be responsible. They are waiting for any negative result in Gujarat, in fact. That's why the stake is very high.
People are entitled to their views, but do you think it's a referendum on his
government? No, I don't find, because,
only if he wins.
Because, since 1952 to till this day, 1967, Congress lost in 8 states, but it was not a referendum. But if a defeat, then it is a matter of self-introspection. If suppose party get defeated, then matter of self-introspection. And one thing is that I told you that post-Modi era in 3 years has been not as standard as Modi has made a benchmark. But second important thing is that...
Let me just one point at a time, because on what you said, I want to take that to the Congress's Jaiveer Shergill. Now, Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay made a point, Jaiveer, that he feels, and everyone I think agrees, that there is more at stake for the BJP because it's Mr. Modi's home state, etc. But there is a lot at stake also for the Congress, isn't it? The fact that Rahul Gandhi is just taking over as Congress president. this would really be the first thing that will reflect on his leadership, on his presidentship directly, which so far his vice presidentship doesn't have the best record at all. It's a rather a poor record. So therefore, it is something that would affect you and sort of first impression of Rahul's leadership as he, begins his journey as president.
Nidhi, firstly, if you permit me, I just want to make one very short comment on this seaplane stunt, since your channel was playing it again and again. It was the last day of the campaign, and Prime Minister has to realize that a 6-seater seaplane cannot script a Vikas model for 6.5 crore Gujaratis. And look at the difference between the two leaders. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who's exhibited confidence throughout the campaign, ran a people-centric campaign, juxtaposed with Mr. Modi, who even today, who's never addressed a press conference, never faced the media, once again indulged in Photoshop, because he has no vision and he believes only in television, and God bless him for that. What it means for the Congress party, it's no shying away. If Congress is able to breach BJP's citadel, it will send a very strong message throughout the country, a refreshing victory for the Congress, and it will raise our morals. Because for Congress, it is about the welfare of 6.5 crore Gujaratis, and for BJP, it's prestige of Amit Shah and Modi. And we are not to blame for that. It's the two styles of campaign. Mr. Rahul Gandhi spoke about the unemployed, the Asha workers, the farmers, the traders. Mr. Modi played his overused, stale sympathy card, hyper-nationalism card, Pakistan conspiracy card, Congress dying in a blue whale card. He's saying, I am shedding tears here and there. So, and Gujarat model is worn by them as a badge of honor. And if this sheen is worn off, that means his Gujarat model, which he wanted to impose on entire nation, will send a message that Mr. Modi is failing as an administrator, because his badge of honor has failed. For Congress,
you're saying that the
if we fail, of course, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is broad enough to...
No, but I'm saying
no,
that you
Mr.
also
Rahul
have
Gandhi,
to then take the responsibility if the Congress loses, that it's very much Rahul Gandhi's loss. I'm pretty sure all of you will say collective responsibility on the day of the results if it doesn't go your way.
No, Nidhi, no. I want to clear that. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has always stood by, if we win, it is the victory of every worker. If we lose, the responsibility Mr. Rahul Gandhi has always taken on himself. And he has broad shoulders to do that. Yeah. We are not Bharatiya Janata Party who will steal the victory and in defeat blame the model or their workers.
Now, after Uttar Pradesh, Rahul Gandhi has been promoted as a party president. What is the taking responsibility? You have many senior leaders. Manmohan Singh could have been the party president. You are promoting a person who is responsible for Uttar Pradesh fiasco. And you are telling that Rahul Gandhi is taking responsibility. This is by words.
But that should make you happy.
One point that there is a transition in the Congress. I accept that a post-Sonia Gandhi Congress is now under the orbit of Hindutva. If he continues, if it is electoral Hindutva, then we condemn. If it is Hindutva by core cognition, then we accept this.
But let me ask Rajiv Pandey of the BJP that didn't the campaign, especially in the last few days, become a little too much about Mr. Modi, the person, and a little hardly anything on the issues?
No, it's not like that. If you see, BJP has started the campaign on the basis of development and all. Congress party under the leadership of Rahul Gandhi sidetracked it. They brought caste.
How?
In Gujarat, if you see the 4 elections, never caste was the issue. They brought first OBC caste, they brought Dalit issue, they brought Patel's reservation. And today I want to say one thing. When the press conference was addressed by Mr. Rahul Gandhi, the most important question of the Gujarat election when it was put before him, he is saying, I will not reply, Mr. Madhav Singh Solanki will reply. Why he did not say about the reservation to the Patidas? He just sidetracked that issue, and whole Gujarat has seen that now Rahul Gandhi is going away from his commitment, because constitutionally it is impossible. So today you say if vice president and would-be president is addressing the press conference, and the biggest point when it is asked about the Patidar reservation, he is saying, no, I will not respond, Madhav Singh Solanki will respond. And second thing, if Congress is sure about the winning, why he is being appointed as a president? Why he is taking charge on 16th? He should have taken on 19th. As far as that seaplane is concerned, we are for development. We are doing development on all issues.
You told me everything about the Congress campaign, and those are valid criticisms one can take
sorry.
up with Jaiveer in just a second. But what about my question?
It is like this,
Mr. Pandey,
that Modi ji is sitting.
What happened to the PM's campaign is my question to you.
No, because, you know, Manishankar Iyer, Modi, he did not say Manishankar Iyer, you would call me Neech. Modi ji did not say Manishankar Iyer to have a dinner date before the election with the Pakistani counterpart. You know, this nothing is done by
is
BJP.
That, no, one
BJP,
second.
yes.
I keep asking this to the BJP. You're virtually accusing a former army chief, a former prime minister of treason.
I'm not making any comment on that. What I'm trying to say...
No, but I'm saying the campaign became about everything but the issues of Gujarat in the last few days.
Who made it that?
The Prime Minister.
No, not at all. Because Congress, there was no Patidar issue before, in the last election. There was no OBC versus Patidar. Congress used one caste against another caste.